And welcome to the third scenario in my Memoir 44 breakthrough campaign of Operation Bagration or Bagration. This one covers the Battle of Daugavpils or Dvinsk in Russian. I'm also using a unit that's an assault gun. I got it from, I don't even remember where I got this booklet from, but I printed it out in PDF. Contains a number of campaigns as well on the Marath line, and also where this particular unit is being used, the Dnieper or Dnieper offensive. And that one features the assault gun, and this is how it works. When it moves, it battles like infantry. It's treated as infantry for all purposes, and in addition, when it does not move, stars hit on armor or vehicle. They may ignore one flag, and a unit with this SWA may not take ground. And when fired upon, units do so with minus one die if they do not already have cover. So if they're in forest or something, it doesn't make any difference. In any type of protective terrain, the only time that it really benefits them is if they don't already have innate cover from the terrain. So basically like sandbags. So that's the unit I'm using. And normally you would need some kind of badge for it, but since it's a custom unit, I don't have that badge. So what I've done is, where is one of those units? Well, over here, for instance, I've actually used an assault gun from Tide of Iron. So it consists of 4 units, and the important thing to remember is that it actually does function like infantry. That's important to keep in mind. 20 medals are needed to win. Again, this is the first playtest, so things may still change. The reason that 20 medals are needed to win is that the Germans already start out with 12 medals, because all the town hexes, the supply depot in Daugavpils, the railroad bridge, the train station, and those are actually also German objective medals, as well as the town of Teguchai. All the other ones are objective medals and victory medals for the Russians. But since they're all last to occupy medals, so since the Germans already started in control of 12 of them, I thought that 20 medals would be required, because otherwise within no time the Germans would probably hit the necessary medal count. Some other interesting units in this scenario. These are the Golden Olies, I'd say. The Partisans, same rules as the French resistance units. Also 88s. Again, I'm using Tide of Iron figures. I think they're nicer than the ones that come in the equipment pack. Late war anti-tank guns. This simply means that they're not Panzerfaust or Panzerschrecks or something like that, but it just means that these infantry units were heavily equipped with anti-tank guns. Same here for the German machine guns, late war as well. Late war mortars for the Russians, and again, these are big units, so it simply means that they had lots of heavy mortar support, not necessarily, this is not a mortar unit. What else do I have? A railroad, the Dvina River, regular artillery, of course, and we also have entry rules, entry markers over here. Sorry, excuse me. Prior to each card play, prior to each turn, the Russians roll 3 dice, and on certain combinations they get to enter units between these entry markers over here, which symbolizes the push from the south that was happening at the same time. They were trying to encircle the town of Daugavpils. So that's when the Russians get to place units, well, here theoretically, as long as the barbed wire is still there, they are allowed to still battle, but they would do so at -1, obviously, and then into the town. That would be a tough assault. Over here, of course, they can't enter. They could enter here or here and here in the woods. What else do we have? We have supply train rules. As you can see, there are a couple of tigers being transported to the front. There's one already here. One is being transported to the front. This is supposed to be an entry marker as well, by the way, but I only have two of them. And this is also supposed to be an entry marker. These tigers, not this one, this is a regular one, which of course is already strong enough. The other two are elite tigers. Of course, it's not just one tiger, it's a tiger battalion or so. And the reason that they're elite and that they come with heroic leader rules is that two of the most important German tank aces, two of the best known German tank aces, Pulter and Carries, actually fought in this battle as well. And well, what these tigers do is they roll 4 battle dice when attacking. Normally the heroic leader rules are apparently only for infantry, but I thought in this case it would be fitting to actually have these tigers roll 4 battle dice. Other than that, they have regular tiger rules, and they could indeed be transferred to another armor unit, but that would have to be another tiger unit that does not already have a heroic leader. So this is the only one, basically. And these ones, they are both being transported by rail, so they follow standard game rules. When the locomotive enters the railroad station, any unit that's being transported can be offloaded into an adjacent legal hex. So obviously one in which they can offload, and also one that's not already occupied. And then they could be railed back normally by expending movement points. 1, 2, 3, 1 or 2 or 3 hexes they can move. Obviously being ordered by a card, the train that is. And once they get back into position, the Germans also, well, they roll 2 dice on, and they need 1 or 2 stars. If they roll 1 star, they get an infantry unit that's being loaded onto the wagon. Should they be very lucky and roll 2 stars, they can load an assault gun unit that could then henceforth be transported to the front as well. Yeah, well, which other rules do we have? The Russians can build pontoon bridges over the river. They may want to do so here potentially, because the Germans can actually blow up bridges. And this one is actually worth an objective medal for the Germans as well. So should they have an opportunity to do so, I think they definitely should. Of course, these the Russians start, so depending on which cards they have, they might actually attack the train right away. They cannot hit the tiger, but they can hit the train. What they can also do, should they move this unit, for instance, they can move 1, 2 onto the railroad hex, which basically symbolizes sabotage of the rails or something like that, of the tracks. And that means, per standard game rules, that the train cannot move past. So that would actually be something useful that the partisans could do as well to keep the tiger from reaching the front anytime soon. Yeah, I'm not sure if I forgot anything very important at the moment. Of course, we still have Russian engineers, which can remove wire more easily. The most important thing they actually do is, when in close assault, units do not have any cover, so should they move in here, and of course they would first have to remove the wire, but then once they attack, these units will not have any cover anymore, because it negates cover in close assault. Collapsible rafts and boats rules are in effect as well, which might be handy over here. At this river, obviously. Note that the partisans cannot use those. It only goes for the units here at the back, and also for any possible reinforcements anyway, not for the partisans. Exit rules are also in effect for the Russians, again not for the partisans, but on the entire German baseline. I do believe that covers basically all the rules in this scenario. So now I'm just going to start off with a first playtest and see how this scenario plays out. And I'll get back to you afterwards and I'll inform you how it went. Thank you for watching.